What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am Rufa. In today's video I'm gonna show you how to make an ambient guitar type beat. It can work for both Gunna and Roddy Ricch. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so I got this nylon guitar from Idiot If You Move. First thing I started off with is the chords that sound something like this. You can see I added the 7th to make it sound a little bit lush, but other than that, nothing crazy. So for the mixing part, I just cut off the lows on the guitar and I added the Valhalla reverb, turned down the mix knob, cut off some lows too. Then I added the Abbey Road vinyl, turned up a bit the wow effect and the flutter. And to give it a little bit of depth, I got the magic switch. EQ again, cut off the lows. So here's without the effects. And here's with. It really gives it that ambient feeling to it. Next thing, we get the melody that sounds something like this. So right here I added these couple notes to give it a little bit of a rhythm. For the mixing part, I cut off the lows right here, turn up a bit the highs. On the EQ, cut off the lows. And the reverb, I had the mix on 40% and I had the decay on 2.8 seconds. So without effects would sound like this. And you can see it's pretty dry, and now with the effects. Alright, then I switched up to an acoustic guitar from Idiot If You Move. That sounds something like this. So this is to accentuate more all the guitars that we had already. So on the effects, obviously cut off the lows, and I get this in-phase stereo, played a bit with delay right here, so you can hear it more on the right. And we get the reverb, the mix at 37. This time the decay was a bit higher, and of course a 3D flanges make it a bit wide. So without effects it will sound like this. And with the effects, alright, next thing we got is the arpeggio. So basically I had the chords laid down like this, and all I had to do is put it on triplet mode and move them like this. Cut off that, press shift D and then drag everything. That's how I made the triplets arpeggio. I added a couple notes like right here, and it sounded like this. So I wanted to add a bit of flavor into it, and I duplicated that guitar, and then I added these notes right here. So together it sounded like this. It gives it a bit of that African vibe, you know. Alright, so for the mixing part, I had to go a bit hard. I had an RC20 with some wobble on it. I got an OTT to make it more crisp. This fine micro, I used it on a flanger mode. And then I got this mode to make it sound a bit crushed. Next thing we have is the reverb, mixed on 34%, decay on 2. Some EQing right here, and less EQ to cut off the lows. Let's hear it without effects. And wait. Big difference, right? Now I got this amazing flute from Mellotron 5. And for the effects, I got some reverb right here, and then I got some RC20 with the wobble on, a little bit of distortion, and I also turned up the highs right here. So the flute dry would sound like this. And with the effects, and I actually used the flute only for the arpeggio part of the guitar. Together it sounded something like this. And last but not least, I got this pad from X-Band 2. I took the chords of the guitar, then I added only these 2 notes to make it sound different. So it sounds something like this. without the two notes. For the effects on the pad, I got this pancake to automate the panning, some EQ right here to cut off the lows, pull up a bit the highs. And last thing for the hook, I got this lead. It's called China's Rising Tides. It sounded like this. For the effects, cut off the lows with the highs and phase stereo again to mess a bit with the right and left delay, and last the reverb with the mix on 24%, and without effects it will sound something like this. So I didn't like those high ends and ended up removing them. With the effects it will sound like this. Now let's go ahead to the drums. I got this 808 pattern. For the effects on the 808, I only had nose on imager, turn a bit the wideness. Next thing we got is the kick. Same pattern as the 808. For the effects, I only had 3-repeat controller to sidechain with the 808. Next thing we got is the clap. And nothing going on the effects. And this is the hi-hat pattern. Basic 2 steps, and I added a bit of flavor. And I got some open hats with no effects on. And that was it for today's beat. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and see you next time. Peace.